What is up, my beautiful people? Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Exile451 here with some great stories to see if we can make it even better. Going back into r/AskReddit today to talk about what the best day of someone's life was. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. First time at a shooting range with the army. It wasn't just the shooting, but also the quiet that the ear protection gave. The beautiful, clear day, the landscape. But the shooting was... awesome is an overused expression today, but if any experience in my life fits this description, it was this. The feeling when you fired and in 150 meter distance you hit your mark, amazing. I was also one of the best in my platoon. Also earning some praise from the instructors, which was unusual because I was such a screw-up usually. Didn't even make private in the end. I never tried going to a shooting range privately because it's supposed to be expensive, but it's definitely on my bucket list. When I let the weight of my mom's death off my shoulders. She died extremely unexpectedly, and it sent 16-year-old me into a massive, holy crap, I've been a terrible person / son, what the freak is wrong with me trip. After moving out to California for the summer with my brother and his wife, and staying in a solid 3-month depression, I went back home and basically couldn't function normally. Went on a trip with some friends in a church group, finally got a real relationship with God, and never felt better. Now, I'm past it, and doing much better. Also, dead mom jokes keep me on a sharp edge of humor, so I don't whine like a little pansy when someone mentions it. Getting married. I know that sounds like a typical response, but for me, it was a huge deal. I turned 21 and still lived at my mom's place with no girlfriend. I saw myself living there until I was 30 and being a geek / nerd my whole life. Met my significant other while I was out walking one day, and before I knew it, I'm 25, living with a beautiful wife and a child on the way. Cannot believe how it changed my life. I had been underemployed for a year and a half before I was offered a full-time job in my field. I'd had plenty of happy moments before this, falling in love, getting engaged, getting married, but those were all overshadowed by hardships. See, underemployed. After they offered me the job, I remember my husband and I half hugging, half jumping up and down. We were both crying out of pure relief. It felt like our lives were finally starting. I have a few, actually. First, there was this girl I was really into for months, and I hadn't been able to work up the nerve to actually hold a conversation with her. The first time I did, we just laid there in the grass near my high school and talked about so many things in our lives, as if we'd been friends for years. She's still one of my closest friends. Second, the very first time I went over to my best friend's house. It was his birthday, and I had been having an incredibly crappy few weeks. So, we were determined to enjoy ourselves. We just sat on his couch, playing terrible video games, talking things out, and consuming all the food in his kitchen. But it was still perfect. That day really helped change my perspective on life, reminding me that things are going to be okay. Finally, the very first concert I ever went to. Freshman year of high school. I was seeing 2 bands I had loved since early childhood with my dad and one of my good friends. The 3 of us sang along to every single song they played until our voices didn't work anymore. I cried my eyes out the entire time because at that point in time, I had never been that happy. I miss those days. I really do. Hopefully there are more to come. I was in Costa Rica. The whole trip was awesome, but one day in particular stands out. I woke up around 5 and just sat on the hotel balcony for an hour, listening to the birds and monkeys hiding in the rainforest. Once everyone else was up, we walked to a bakery near the hotel. Then we went into the rainforest for the rest of the day. First, we swam in a big waterfall, then we went into the Santa Elena Cloud Reserve to plant some trees. Last, we rode a bunch of zip lines, which was really cool. Flying over the rainforest, seeing sloths and monkeys below, toucans, scarlet macaws, and hundreds of other birds high above. I was at Disney World for a school field trip, and me and my group of friends went on Space Mountain. When we got off, there was a lady wearing a staff shirt waiting for us. She asked us how we were doing and if we were having fun. Then she tells us that we've won the 1 in a Million Dreams Come True promotion that they were doing that year. She hands us these lanyards called Dream Passes that contained a fast pass for every ride that offered them in the Magic Kingdom. The whole rest of the day, the staff treated us like royalty, and I still grin like an idiot whenever I think about it. I still have the lanyard too, in a locked box in my room. Here's what happened on my perfect day. First, some relevant information. I've been a huge fan of tigers all my life. When I was 10, I saw a documentary on Discovery Channel that there was a temple in Thailand that allowed you to walk through tigers out of cages. So after arriving in Chiang Mai, I visited and got a private driver for the next day and got a hotel. Best day of my life starts here. So I got picked up by my driver and I tell him my top priorities for the day. 1, visit the tigers. 2, make it back in time for the night bus. We head off to the tigers and I was allowed to pet them and lay on top of them. They also seemed to enjoy it and I loved every second of it. But I was only allowed to stay for about 2 hours, so sadly, I had to leave. With enough time left, my driver asks, where to now? So I ask him what the area offers. He advises me to go to a monkey show, followed by the crocodile show. I agree and we head off to the monkey show. It was pretty fun to watch, and I scored a nice photo of a monkey sitting on my lap wearing my sunglasses. My driver informs me we have to hurry because the crocodile show starts soon. We go there and the show started right away. I didn't enjoy the show as much because the crocodiles were in a terrarium with a roof and it was ventilated there. It was way too cold for them. So the result was a trainer poking them till they moved out of irritation. At a certain point, the trainer sits down on the crocodile and some guy from the audience yells if we could also do that. Only 4 other people there. The trainer agreed, and for a little payment, about $2, we could sit on the crocodile. At first, I didn't want to. But soon I realized this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. So, I gave my phone to one of the other people in the audience, and he took pictures of me sitting on a crocodile. While we drove back and forth through the area, I spotted an extreme sports center. I noticed the big sign saying trail bike. I told my driver to go there, paid the ticket, picked out a bike, and met my guide. After a little discussion, they were convinced I knew how to ride, and off we went into the mountains. It was so awesome and pretty, dangerous at some points, but luckily I knew what I was doing and kept control. After about 2 hours of awesomeness, I got back to the center. After taking off my gear, my driver told me that it was time to leave for the bus station. So he dropped me off there, and another 2 hours later, I got my spot at the bus, put in my music, and realized I had never been so happy. Wow, those are some incredible stories, and at least 1 or 2 of those I'm sure is relatable to everyone that's watching right now. I didn't want to do much commentary after each one because there were so many and I wanted to get through them all, but those are some incredible memories those people have of just everything from as small as finding a job to being able to sit on a freaking crocodile. I mean, my gosh, how many people get to say they've done that in their life? Not many. Those are wonderful stories, wonderful memories these people have, and if you guys have any memories that you want to share, please feel free to do so in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching today. The channel is exploding in growth. We hit 200 subs just yesterday, and I am so appreciative to all of you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Now go have a great rest of the day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.